Hello gorgeous people, my name is Kaylee. I am the founder of Zippnada, a sustainable lifestyle brand, and today I thought I would do a Q&A. Let's get to it. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kaylee. I am the founder of zippnada, a sustainable lifestyle brand. If you don't know who we are or what we're about, definitely check us out. We're linked below. But basically, my passion is to help others learn about zero waste, sustainability. My motto is that not everyone can do everything, but everyone can do something. And I focus more on rural areas. So, first question. And I am going to be looking at my screen. And I got a new microphone, so we'll see. If you hear the humming, it's because my laptop is extremely loud. But I got a question from Patty. What is the easiest and best way to convince family members to at least think about becoming closer to zero waste? That is a great question, and I actually already did a full YouTube video dedicated to that. I highly recommend checking it out. Basically, to sum it kind of up, is that you can't force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. My main tips for that is to, 1, practice what you preach, lead by example. When I was younger, I was very forceful about it. And I was very passionate, and that passion came off as very aggressive. And so my biggest advice learning through that is that people are definitely more receptive when you're not jamming something down their throat, which can be hard and frustrating because you're just like, oh, why can't you just use a reusable water bottle or just say no to single-use plastic? But people will do things on their own time, and it comes with a lot of education. So lead by example and practice what you preach. I would also highly recommend having those conversations, like gently bringing them up, or when they ask, oh, why are you doing this? Or why are you bringing your reusables? Take that opportunity to have that discussion. Be like, oh, well, did you know, that the average use of a plastic bag is only 12 minutes and they last thousands of years that we know of. So those are some great ways to kind of bring that up. At the end of the day, you can't force someone to do something that they don't want to do. So the next question is by Mary. She says, I ordered several items on Amazon each month that I cannot usually get locally, and there are always shipment boxes to recycle. Is there anyone in town that could use the smallish boxes so they do not need to go to the recycling center? That is a great question. I would definitely check out your community groups, local community groups. People who are moving typically need a lot of boxes. I'm in the middle of moving right now, and we are taking all the free boxes we can get. Also, reusing them would be a great way, using them for storage. I do projects with them, so maybe looking up some DIY things that are useful. Donating them to, I don't know if preschoolers or senior centers, sometimes they do crafts. So I would just honestly ask around in your own community. At the end of the day, they are recyclable, so worst case scenario, those are one of the few things that actually gets recycled as long as there's no contamination. I highly recommend checking out our How to Recycle video that kind of explains what's recyclable and what's not. But as long as there is no contamination, those usually get recycled. They have a high recyclability rate. I just released an Amazon swap zero waste list. So if you are looking for zero waste swaps, I would check that out. I also, on social media, post a list on how to get plastic-free shipping for Amazon, so I would definitely check that out as well. Next question is by Bea Evolving. I hope I'm saying that right. But she asks, shampoo bars, are they really any good? Do I still use conditioner? Are there certain ingredients I stay away or look for? Those are really great questions, and I want to do a full video on shampoo bars. That is definitely on my list. But to just kind of answer that, yeah, I think they're great. And everything I teach kind of goes along. I make the point that everyone's lifestyle is completely different. So what works for me and in my lifestyle and in my zero waste practice is going to be completely different or irrelevant to someone else who maybe lives in a city or who's more active than me or who has more or less time than I do. For example, I don't have a lot of time to cook, But however, someone, for example, my mother, she enjoys cooking and she has, the time to do so. Her lifestyle is a little more suitable to cook from scratch, which is great for zero waste, whereas someone like myself has to kind of look for alternatives more geared towards that. So everything in zero waste is going to you got to take what works for you and leave the rest. Steering back onto the topic of shampoo bars, I don't know why I went down a ranty path with that, but shampoo bars is kind of the same way. So what works for someone necessarily isn't going to work for everyone. There is a lot of preference there as well. I prefer a shampoo bar. I really like the way that it works. I like that it's absolutely zero packaging. I don't have to worry about a refillable container or what the packaging's made out of or if it's going to be recyclable. I love that it's package free. I'm very minimalistic in what I do, so it works really well for my routine. As for your hair, everyone's hair is different, and people don't know this, but shampoo bars, you have to find one that works with your hair and with your hair type and with the amount of dryness or oil in your hair. So it does take a lot of trial and error, but what I think is great is that if you do not like the shampoo bar as shampoo, it's not something that you're gonna waste because you're able to use it, as a body soap or, if you like the smell and scent and texture of it. But so that is the good thing. It does take a little bit of experimenting to get to know, and there is also gonna be a little bit of a shift or a period of time where your hair is going to have to get used to it or detoxify, especially if you're going to be using or coming from conventional shampoo that has a lot of the sulfates and a lot of the not so great ingredients in your hair. There's going to be a period of time where your hair needs to adjust. Now that's not necessarily a representation of the shampoo, it's just that your hair is going to need, I would say, 1 to 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks max. That's even a little long. Typically takes a week, to kind of get it right. Your hair's gonna kind of need to adjust to that. My advice is if you live in a place with hard water, like where I live, we have very mineral-rich water. I recommend not putting directly on your roots. This is just my experience with the ones that I've used, but maybe starting a little midway down and then working up, or kind of lather and work up, and I feel like that just kind of helps get a cleaner rinse. But yeah, and the one that we sell at zippnada, they're made in Kingman. Like I said, I've tried a lot of different ones, and this one that we sell has been my all-time favorite because it doesn't leave my hair really dry and it doesn't leave it super oily. It's very middle, neutral, and I love it. Do I still use conditioner? Again, preference. Personally, I use my shampoo bar and I rinse my hair with apple cider vinegar. And to me, that is kind of like my conditioner. I also personally use a little bit of hair oil like once a week. So everyone's routine is different. I would say you could try a conditioner bar because they do have shampoo and conditioner bars. You could try that. You could try just using the shampoo and seeing how it leaves your hair feeling. If you're feeling like it's really dry, you could use a shampoo bar or just a normal conditioner. You can use a conditioner bar or your average conditioner, or you can try just using a little bit of hair oil maybe after you get out of the shower. Just again, don't put the hair oil on your scalp, but just kind of down there to just moisturize it, basically keep the moisture in. There's certain ingredients to stay away or look for. I would say, again, preference. I guess this whole shampoo bar is just a matter of preference. It's just honestly trial and error until you find one that works with your hair type. Some people really love a coconut oil based one. Other people hate the way that it messes with their hair. So I would kind of look at those ingredients. So here's what I would avoid. I would choose ones that have natural essential oils because those can help your hair. I would look for things such as rosemary, that's really good for hair growth, lavender, tea tree oil, Any of those kind of essential oils are really good for hair growth. When you're looking for a shampoo bar, look for something that's sulfate free. You don't want any sulfates, and that goes for any shampoo. Sulfates are linked to causing cancer. They're not very good for your hair and your scalp health in general. So that's just, I guess, an average tip. Lastly, go palm oil free if you can. So there is such thing as sustainably harvested palm oil. Our product contains palm oil, but it is sustainably harvested. I would just do your research into that because there are such things as sustainably harvested palm oil. Palm oil is a fine ingredient. However, there are ethical issues with it, which is why I say beware to look into that. You don't want like the cheap palm oil because that kind of the deforestation in the rainforest, they're just burning land to grow palm oil because it is a great ingredient in a lot of things. However, I would do your research into that and make sure that if you choose to use palm oil, that it is ethically and sustainably sourced. But all in all, I'm going to do a much longer video on shampoo bars that I can probably get way more into depth than that. I just kind of wanted to quickly answer your questions for that. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for your questions. If you guys want to follow me on Facebook at zippnada, capital Z-I-P-P, capital N-A-D-A. I post all kinds of content on there, and I ask a lot of questions, and I want to know what you think. If you want to join our community, you can join us also at Facebook at Zero Waste Havasu. That is our little hippie hub where we can bounce ideas off each other, encourage each other, ask questions. I always answer and love to be a part of the conversations and facilitate conversations. So if you are not part of those, definitely sign up. If you haven't checked out our site, check it out. We got a lot of awesome, great stuff. We focus on small and local artisans. And thank you so much for sticking around. Hope I answered your questions. If you want to know anything for any future Q&As, let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. It really helps us out here. And have a beautiful day.